I have to give some credit and recognition to All Things Real. All Things has a really great channel. He gives a lot of game with regard to real estate. Young guy, getting it. I follow him on Instagram, and he's even came up on the show before, right? But All Things Real is all things with a Z instead of an S. All things with a Z, real. Go check him out. Tell him Anton sent you. He dropped a video today, and I was very inspired because it actually aligns with the things that I've been seeing in the streets and online, right? And that video was speaking about the merging between the YouTube streets and what's happening on in real life, right? And he broke it down and he articulated it much more effectively than I ever could. So make sure y'all go and watch that video. Definitely gonna be reading that super chat shortly. But I've been seeing some things popping up in my YouTube algorithm, and I've actually been hitting do not recommend channel. I've been hitting do not recommend channel, or I've been just completely deleting the video, even unsubscribing from some things. Because, you know, it's cool for a minute, and I'm going to be reading super chats shortly. I thank you guys for continuing to hit me with the super chats. It's cool, you know, in the beginning, and everybody makes money and everybody is successful and people continue to profit off of beef. It's the same thing that happened when the East Coast, West Coast beef was popping off. If you guys are old enough to remember that, when Biggie and Tupac was alive. But usually what happens is the people that start the beef are the ones that suffer the most. And today, a lot of people don't get to survive it. Now, when you also take into consideration everything that happened, for example, when I broke down that story with the OnlyFans chick that got the Uber driver vehicle lit up yesterday in Atlanta and Buckhead specifically. And then I was going through and I was scrolling through the timeline, and you know, it's certain things that pop up sometimes because there's people that's pretty popular in these YouTube streets. And I'll give you an example. Fresh and Fit, shout out to It's Lambert. I was just about to say that. Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach. And it's like, okay, listen, I understand the back and forth. I understand the beef thing. But for how long? You know what I'm saying? For how long? How long do you stay in the mud? And let me shoot Fresh and Fit a little bit of a credit right here. Fresh and Fit, regardless of who started it, I don't really care about where the inception is. I don't care about the progress of it. I don't care about any of that. They've largely started ignoring it and just spent all of their time and their resources on focusing on creating content. Now, whether you agree with the content or whether you like the content, that's irrelevant. Because the content isn't for me, so I'm not subscribed to their channel. However, I just was like, yo, how many more hit pieces or how many more streams do you do on people once they start to ignore it or they try to get away from it? And then let me also pull on the coattails of Fresh and Fit and say, now they starting to get back in the mud because I heard that it was a video that they did and all of that. And I'm starting to see, you know, back and forths and all of that. And then I seen what happened to DJ Envy and Rick Ross, and people are trying to turn that into a beef. And then I seen what happened with DJ Envy and Caesar. And then, you know, a bunch of stuff start playing out with that. And for me personally, and see, look at Ray. Ray says Fresh and Fit are the ones calling Abba and Preach. They did a street. Abba and Preach calling the monkeys. Anton is wrong on this. What am I wrong on? I haven't even said anything yet. Do you see how people are so enticed with beef and trying to like, that's all they can do. You know what I'm saying? Even Ray, I haven't even spoke on what my position is or what I'm trying to convey to you guys yet. And he's always, well, Fresh and Fit started the first Abba and Preach. It's like, why are y'all so enthralled with beef? Like, I understand that it can be entertaining at first or whatever like that. But before I even say anything, he already taken a position. Like, why are we so overly invested in the details and who started it first and everything like that? I'm gonna be honest with you. I genuinely don't give a fuck about who started it or the details and all of that. Thank you, Sheena. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm live. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm interacting with the chat. I ain't even said nothing yet, and he already disagreeing with me. How do you disagree with me and I didn't even say anything yet? What I'm trying to convey to you guys and my position on it and giving you the nuance and the context behind it all is I believe that me personally, I'm starting to evolve past it. I'm starting to evolve past that type of entertainment. And I get it. It's enticing for some. Most of the time it's young people that become immersed in it. And that's the thing that y'all do. But for me, I look at what happens on YouTube to be something that really plays out in real life. Because I'm actually out in the streets, right? I'm actually going and visiting and I'm seeing different cities and people pull up and they say, what up? Now, thankfully for me, even though I may have haters or whatever like that, and we going to deal with those accordingly because I already got my lawyer on that. So we gonna go with that. I get it, right? For me personally, I'm in a space to where I'm 41 years old. And so even though I might get back into it sometimes, or I might go back and forth with somebody, I'm starting to really understand that it's time to move past it. For me, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to get into something else. I'm not interested in clicking on those same videos. And again, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't care about who did it, whose problem it was or whatever. Now, let me give you a little bit of context, right? I do believe in entertainment and I do believe in good reactions, right? So if something happens or something plays out that I'm interested in, so for example, the whole DJ Envy and Caesar thing. And so that interested me because I was curious of how it was going to affect them financially. Marketing yourself, trying to figure out how to navigate certain situations, networking, who it is that's in your inner circle that's going to affect what you're doing on a daily basis. That was interesting to me. But I broke it down. I had a live stream in which I gave my thoughts and reacted to what was being communicated. And I'm not interested in it anymore, to be honest with you. Unless there's more information that says yay or nay or something like that, I'm not really interested in getting into the mud because I don't want it to be personal. You know, I've always looked at this internet thing as an opportunity for us to really tap into the audiences that rock with us, whether it be our personality or the game that we give. That was always the goal. So when it starts getting personal, and it started getting personal with me because I've had people try to post where I live at, trying to find what cars I drive, trying to find out where my office is, trying to get in touch and asking me who my daughter is. They didn't even know the name that they was giving me was my daughter. I'm like, this is kind of messy. I've seen people dox each other and, you know, call their families and try to find out where they live at and try to find their kids and reaching out to their jobs and stuff like that. And that's like, whoa. And so one of 2 points. And again, let me give another shout out to All Things Real. Make sure y'all go and check out his channel. 2 things that I want to highlight right now is that I'm going to continue to try to evolve past the negativity, and that I will be highlighting and talking about the different things that I see on the internet. If I see black women continuing to throw black men under the bus, then I'm going to react to that. And I'm going to give you the real life talk about that. But as far as the interpersonal, personal calling people's names out and stuff like that, for me, I'm kind of burnt out. I'm burnt out. I played that game as far as going back and forth with people and stuff like that. It was cool and all of that. But even the content and the different stuff that I'm doing today and the stuff that I'm starting to lean into, I'm just looking for something different. I like sports. I like money. I like relationships, women. I like growth. I like networking. I like all of that type of stuff. I'm 41 years old. It's time for me personally, maybe I'll take a hit financially on YouTube, but I'm always willing to take a step back in order to take 3 steps forward. I'm always willing to take a step back in order to take 3 steps forward. And that's one of the reasons why my growth has been gradual and consistent, but it hasn't been explosive, because I'm never going to do the thing that other people want me to do. I'm never going to get in the mud and continue to sling mud or not evolve past where it is that I am. And that's how people get stuck. They get pigeonholed. They get, thrown into a lane that's not good. Now, as far as different things that I'm going to handle, that's why we got lawyers. And he handling that. And we going to take care of that. So, I'm not going to be doing no back and forth videos with people. If somebody say something about me, I just let them have it. And I talk to my people in my council, and we gather in all of the paperwork in order to be able to get that popping. So for me, it's when I say YouTube is real life, for a lot of people it's pulling up on people. For a lot of people it's going back and forth. It's getting stuck in a certain frame. But for me, I'm a money man. And so the money man do what money men do. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So you will see some things pop off over the next month or two. Just giving y'all a heads up to my bag chasers. You will see some things change here. Well, not even here, because we largely keep it G here. We don't get in the mud. We don't do hit pieces and videos on people. So for me, and again, if that's y'all thing and that's what y'all rock out with, cool. I'm not tripping off of that. I'm just looking to move in a different direction. I like doing reactions to things that come back to the money. I like having conversations about things that may be negative, and hopefully we can learn a lesson from it and come positive. But I'm going to largely start pivoting and moving in a different direction. And I understand it may not be as popular as what everybody else says, but I'm cool with that, because, again, sometimes you got to take 1 step back in order to take 3 steps forward. It's been people that's been hitting me up and in my DMs and stuff like that. They're like, yo, Ton, I want to work and all of that. And they haven't said anything. But then I just started subconsciously evaluating how I'm moving and how I'm doing things, or, what the past has yielded, which is largely great. But I was just thinking to myself, when I got to come to the table and then have full disclosure, if I'm dealing with a brand or something like that, and I say, hey, listen, I say some pretty egregious stuff on here and stuff like that, and then they have to take a pause and they say, it's okay, and I keep the fact that I even have to be full disclosure on that type of tip, because I'm straight up, is a problem for me. So again, I'm looking to move in a different way. I'm looking to move forward, and I'm looking to just bust down bags. Y'all ready to bust down bags? Y'all ready to get this money? Like, y'all ready to move on and to move up? I don't want to still be in that space. Now, Megan says, oh, are you serious? You started Fight Club. Oh my God. Do you know where I see? A lot of people don't even know the history behind what it is that we do here. The reason that Fight Club is named Fight Club is because it's inspired by the movie okay. So for the people that don't know, this is what Fight Club is. Fight Club started, I was live streaming on my other channel, and it was the day before Thanksgiving, whatever the biggest drinking day of the year. And I had a bad feeling. Actually, I was live streaming here, and I had a bad feeling. I said, yo, I would love for y'all to stay in the crib, not go out, don't get caught up drinking. I got a bad feeling about this or whatever, right? I don't know who it's for or what's happening. I got a bad feeling. And so what I did was, I said, listen, I'll stream late night. I'm working tonight. We could just go on here and have conversations. I'll let everybody come up and y'all can say what it is that y'all want to say. They came up, and, they started going back and forth, bickering and arguing and stuff like that. And we had some really great streams. And so I basically made it its own channel, because in the beginning of the stream, I would say, listen, y'all know the first rule of Fight Club is that we don't talk about Fight Club. And so it kind of just caught on, because it it was inspired by what he said in the movie when he said the first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. And it just kind of took on a life of his own. But Fight Club is a space where people are supposed to be able to say whatever it is that they want to say when they want to say it. But you also have to just be able to substantiate your argument. So people are going to say some wild stuff. They're going to go back and forth. But largely, it's supposed to be where you can get off your energy, where people have an opportunity to voice their opinion, and then leave it at that. So that's the inspiration behind Fight Club. Now, I'm not going to control grown adults. I can't even control myself sometimes. And again, I'm willing to be 100% accountable for who I was. But the narrative is not about where you came from or who you used to be. The narrative is always about growth. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not asking anybody to be perfect. I'm not asking anybody to stop doing whatever it is that they're doing. I'm just telling you how I'm moving going forward. And that the inspiration for me is that now I've outgrown certain things, and it's important for me to continue to evolve. And I want you guys to evolve. I want you to fight. I want you to go back and forth. I want you to continue to do whatever it is that you want to do. But what I also want you to do is don't get stuck in the same place that you were in. Look to continue to evolve and become a better person than you were the day before. It's simple. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking for you to solve for all of the flaws. I'm not even asking for y'all to be positive. I love getting into the mud and arguing with people and debating and stuff like that, because Fight Club was largely created for debates, but then, it started getting personal sometimes, whatever. It is what it is. That's some people's cup of tea. Some people prefer to come over here to the Millionaire Morning Show. Some people go to both, whatever. But what I'm saying is, for me, I'm looking to do some additional things that hopefully allows for me to continue to grow in ways that I haven't been able to grow yet. I'm looking for new things, not to just stay the same that I've always been. So take it for what you will. I'm just looking for fun, man. I'm looking to have fun. Have some awesome sex, do some really fun things, fly first class, have some good, you know what I'm saying? Good energy all the time. That's what I like. That's what I'm on right now. So we'll get there.